Okay, Panther Cubs, today is Tuesday of week 14. I'll read the questions to you and then you pause and finish any work that you need to finish. Number 1, what is the value of the 7 in the number? Number 3, what is the name of the property this picture models? And 4, Valerie had 385 toothpicks to build a model house. She used 134 toothpicks to make the roof and 62 to make the door frames. How many toothpicks does, and that should say Valerie, have left to make the rest of the model homes? Okay, don't worry about Mia, it should be Valerie, that's a typo. So Valerie had 385 toothpicks to build a model house. She used 134 toothpicks to make the roof and 62 to make the door frames. How many toothpicks does Valerie have left to make the rest of the model home? Okay, if you have not finished the work, then you need to pause the video. That includes the UPSC. If you have not done the UPSC on your own, pause the video, get your work done, and then resume the video. Okay, for those of you who are now done, we're gonna go on to solving. Okay, I'm gonna write my HTO, and this is thousands house. So those are all thousands. So I'm looking to see the value of the 7. Well, I see that it's in the 1,000s place, but it's not worth just 1,000. I have 7 of them. So I have really 7,000. If I have 7 in the thousands place, if this was money, this would be $7,000. Okay, so 7,000 is your answer. Number 2, 7 times 9. All right, some multiplication. Okay, now you can do this many different ways and still get the same answer. I'm gonna work with the distributive property where I take the numbers apart. So this means that I have 7 groups of 9. Okay, and for those of you who have a hard time visualizing that, I'll draw a picture over here. 7 groups of 9. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. Okay. I'm going to break those 7 groups into 2 different sections because 7's facts are not easy for me, but there are facts that are easy. Zeros, ones, 2s, 5s, and 10s are easy facts. So always think about, could I break this apart into 0s, 1s, 2s, 5s, and 10s? Well, this I could break apart into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 9 and 1, 2 groups of 9. So first, I'm going to have my 5 groups of 9. And that's this, here in blue. Then I will break the rest of it that's left over is 2 groups of 9, and that's here. So do I still have 7 groups of 9? I do. I just split it apart to make it easier for me because I can count by 5s and I can count by 2s. 5 groups of 9 is 5 times 9. 2 groups of 9 is 2 times 9. Once we get our answers to those, we want a total, so we're going to put it all together. Well, I know if I see a 5, I'm going to start skip counting by 5s. So I'm going to put out 9 fingers and count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. And I know that 2 times 9 is really 9 plus 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. Now I need to put them together, 45 plus 18 to get my final answer. And if you need to line it up, line it up. Don't make a silly mistake because you're rushing. 5 and 8 is 13, 1, 4, and 1 is 6. So 63 is our final answer. Okay, you could have also done 7 times 10 minus 1 group. okay? Because you're adding extra, you can take it away as well. But I do not want you using tallies anymore. No more tallies, no more number lines, no more arrays. We're using strategies because we have to know these facts and we need to know ways to figure them out. Okay, so our picture, so we're first gonna say what our picture looks like. It is 4 groups of 2 and 2 groups of 4. And it's asking us, which property is this? Well, if I see groups, I know that it's multiplication. So I'm going to get rid of A because A says addition. And then I'm looking to see, is it commutative or identity? Well, I see that I have a 4 and a 4 and a 2 and a 2. So I have the same numbers, but they're in a different order. It's like when your parents go home to work, and then at the end of the day, they come work to home. And what's that called when they do that? They are commuting. Some of them even take the commuter buses. So this is the commutative property of multiplication. All right, and number 4, our UPSC. Valerie, we're going to go sentence by sentence to get our U. Valerie had 385 toothpicks. And I'm going to call it TP for toothpick. She used 134 toothpicks to make the roof. And 62 to make the door frames. So that's 62. Was she using it or did she get more? Well, if she was making the door frames, she used them. So she used 62 toothpicks. And the question asks us, how many toothpicks does Valerie have left to make the rest of the home? So we want to know how many left. Okay, so we see we have 3 numbers, so this is going to be a at least a two-step problem. So first, I don't know if you remember, but when we have the same label, if it's a 2-step problem and we have the same label for 2 of the numbers, used and used, we can figure out a total amount that was used. Okay, so we're going to first answer, how many toothpicks did Valerie use? Okay, that's kind of like our secret question that we have to figure out. So we're going to figure out how many used, which is our 134 and 62. If I want to know how many she's used, I'm going to add them together. Then I can figure out how many she has left. Well, I know that she has 385. And if I want to know how many are left, I'm going to subtract, because that's a takeaway, because I'm taking away what she has already used to figure out what is left. So what she starts with minus what she uses equals how many are left. So here we go. Now step 1 in our solve goes, or step 1 in our plan goes in step 1 in our solve. 134 plus 62 to figure out how many has she used in all. So it says that we have used 196. We're going to check that, because if I added wrong, then I'm going to get step 2 wrong too, unless I'm really lucky and made a couple different mistakes and end up with the right answer. But that is not very likely. So 196, it was addition, so now we're going to do subtraction. Take away 62. 6 take away 2 is more on top, no need to stop. Gives me 4. More on top, no need to stop. 9 take away 6 is 3. More on top, no need to stop, is 1. And that's what I started with, so I'm good to go. So I have done step 1 of my plan. Now step 2 is to subtract what she has minus what she uses. So step 2 in my plan goes in step 2 of my solve. 385 take away 196. All right, and I see that there's more on the floor, so I need to go next door to borrow 10 more. I have 8 10s. I'm gonna trade one of those 10s in for 10 1s. I have 5 1s, I get 10 more, that gives me 15. 15 take away 6 is 9. More on the floor, go next door to borrow 10 more. I take one of those hundreds, so I'm left with 200, and I'm trading in that 200 for 10 10s. I already have 7 10s, I get 10 more 10s, I get 7, so I have 17 10s. 17 take away 9, and then more on top, no need to stop. So we're going to say our final answer is 189 toothpicks. And we're going to circle our answer. But before we're done, we still need to check it. So we're going to come over here to our check box to make sure we got the right answer. We're going to do our bottom number, 189, and our middle number, 196. And we're going to do the opposite of what we did in the solve box. So we did subtract, so now we're going to do addition. 9 plus 6. Well, I break the 6 into a 1 and a 5. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 5 more is 15. Ooh, a tens fact. 1 and 9 is 10, and 8 more is 18. 1, 1, 1 is 3. 385. 385. So I know that 189 in my solve box was the correct final answer. Put this in your math folder so that you know where it is tomorrow.